Did the Trailblazers just pull off the most underrated transformation in NBA history? Something incredible has been happening in Portland. The Blazers just made a series of moves that completely changed everything about their future. And honestly, the rest of the Western Conference should be worried. I've been covering the NBA for years, and what Portland just did reminds me of those under-the-radar moves that completely shift the power balance. Remember when the Warriors were just another rebuilding team? Remember when Milwaukee was stuck in mediocrity before they figured it out? First, let's talk about the elephant in the room: ownership. Tom Dundon just stepped up with over $4 billion to buy this franchise. But here's what makes this different from every other billionaire buying a sports team. Dundon isn't some random rich guy looking for a trophy. This man took the Carolina Hurricanes from a complete disaster to a legitimate contender. When he bought the Hurricanes in 2018, they hadn't made the playoffs in 9 years. 9 years! Sound familiar, Blazers fans? But here's the crazy part. Within 3 years, he had them competing for Stanley Cups. This guy doesn't just throw money around hoping something sticks. He builds systems, he creates culture, he understands that winning starts from the top down. In Carolina, he completely rebuilt their training facilities, invested in analytics, brought in smart hockey minds, and most importantly, he created an environment where players actually wanted to be. The Hurricanes went from being a joke to being one of the most respected organizations in hockey, and now he's bringing that same blueprint to Portland. The man who transformed hockey in a non-traditional market is about to do the same thing for basketball in Oregon. But here's what really gets me excited. Dundon's track record shows he's not just about short-term success. He builds for the long haul. He creates sustainable winning cultures, and Portland desperately needed exactly that kind of leadership. This isn't just new ownership, this is a complete organizational philosophy change. Now, Damian Lillard is back home, and I'm not gonna lie to you, this one hit me right in the feelings. After everything that went down with the trade request, after 2 disappointing years in Milwaukee, after that devastating Achilles injury that could have ended his career, Dame chose Portland. Not Miami, not a championship contender, not some super team. He chose to come home. You want to know what that means? It means the franchise legend believes in what's being built here. When your greatest player ever takes significantly less money to come back and rehab in your facility, that sends shockwaves through the entire league. Think about this for a second. Lillard could have signed with any contender for the minimum and chased another ring, but instead, he signed a 3-year deal worth $42 million to come back to Portland. That's not about basketball, that's about legacy. That's about believing in something bigger than yourself. And here's the part that gives me chills. Imagine being Scoot Henderson or Shaedon Sharpe, and Damian Lillard chooses to come back to mentor you. Imagine being in that locker room when the greatest player in franchise history says, "I believe in what we're building here." Sure, he'll miss most of next season rehabbing that Achilles, but Dame's impact goes way beyond what happens on the court. His presence alone changes the entire energy around this organization. Players notice when legends choose your franchise. Free agents notice. The entire league notices. Dame time isn't over. It's just getting a new chapter, and this chapter might be the most important one yet. Now let's talk about the move that absolutely nobody saw coming. Bringing in Jrue Holiday. This man has championship DNA literally flowing through his veins. 2 rings with 2 different franchises in the last 4 years. The Milwaukee Bucks in 2021, the Boston Celtics just last season. But here's what makes Holiday different from every other veteran. He doesn't just win, he makes everyone around him a winner. I've watched this guy's career for over a decade, and what he brings goes so far beyond statistics. In Milwaukee, he was the steady hand that guided Giannis to his first championship. In Boston, he was the veteran presence that helped a young core get over the hump. But here's what really excites me about Holiday in Portland. He's not coming here to be the star, he's coming to be the teacher, and there might not be a better teacher in the entire league. Ask any coach who's worked with Holiday, and they'll tell you the same thing. This guy transforms practice habits, study habits, professional habits. He shows young players what championship level preparation actually looks like. Scoot Henderson gets to learn from someone who just won a title 6 months ago. Shadon Sharpe gets to see what elite two-way basketball really means. Yang Hansen gets to learn from someone who's mastered the art of making the right play at the right time. The Blazers didn't just get a really good player, they got a culture architect. They got someone who can bridge the gap between their rebuilding phase and their championship phase. This is exactly how the Spurs did it with veteran leadership around Tim Duncan, how Golden State did it with smart veterans around their young core. Portland just got their championship whisperer. Yang Hansen is about to change everything about basketball in Portland, and honestly, most people have no idea what's coming. This isn't just another international draft pick project. This 7'1" rookie from China comes with 300 million fans already locked in. But forget the marketing aspect for a second. This kid can actually play at an elite level. Last season in the Chinese Basketball Association, he didn't just perform, he absolutely dominated. Rookie of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year in the same season. Let me repeat that. A rookie won the Defensive Player Award in a professional league. That's not normal, that's special. But here's what has NBA scouts genuinely excited. His basketball IQ is off the charts. This isn't some raw athletic project who needs 3 years of development. Yang Hansen sees the game like a 10-year veteran. His passing ability for a 7-footer is already at Marc Gasol levels. His footwork in the post is smoother than most NBA centers right now. And the Blazers knew exactly what they had. They traded up in the draft to get him at 16th overall because they weren't taking any chances. When NBA teams give up assets to move up for an international player, it means their scouts see something truly extraordinary. The crazy part? Yang Hansen has been on Portland's radar for 2 years. This wasn't a panic pick or a dart throw. This was calculated, patient scouting that identified a future star before anyone else caught on. Portland just got an instant global fan base of 300 million people and a potential franchise cornerstone all in one draft pick. And the kid hasn't even played an NBA game yet. But Yang Hansen isn't joining a typical rebuild. He's joining a youth movement that's already showing serious signs of life. Scoot Henderson is starting to put it all together. Those flashes we saw in his rookie season, that was just a preview. This kid has that same fearless attacking mentality that made Dame legendary, but with better size, better athleticism, and a higher basketball IQ at the same age. Shadon Sharpe is quietly becoming one of the most explosive wing players in the entire league. When he's healthy and confident, he's genuinely unstoppable getting to the rim. The shooting stroke is already NBA ready. The athletic ability is absolutely ridiculous. Donovan Clingan had one of the most impressive rookie seasons for a center in recent memory. Shot blocking, rebounding, and just enough offensive skill to keep defenses honest. He's developing into exactly what you want from a modern big man. Toumani Camara is already one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. Denny Avdija brings versatility and basketball IQ that fits perfectly with this core. Now add Yang Hansen to that mix. Add Jrue Holiday, teaching them championship habits every single day. Add Damian Lillard, eventually returning to show them what elite basketball looks like when it matters most. This isn't just a random collection of young players anymore. This is a core that could genuinely grow together for the next decade. And they're learning from champions, which changes everything about their development trajectory. Look, I'm not sitting here telling you the Blazers are winning the championship next year, but what they have assembled here is something genuinely special. Something sustainable, something dangerous, new ownership that has a proven track record of building winners, a franchise legend who chose to come home and bet on the future, a championship veteran ready to teach the next generation, international talent that could be truly special, and a young core that's already showing flashes of brilliance. The Western Conference better start paying attention. Portland just went from rebuilding to reloading, and they did it smarter than anyone expected. The Trailblazers might not be dangerous right now, but in 2 years, when Lillard's back and healthy, when Holiday's had time to develop these young guys, when Yang Hansen hits his stride, when this entire core has grown together under championship level guidance, yeah, they're going to be a real problem for everyone. If you're as excited as I am about what Portland's building, smash that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the moves that actually matter. Drop a comment and let me know. Are the Blazers about to surprise the entire league, or am I getting way too hyped about this transformation?